So now let's get into the NBA, shall we? Obviously, not much to say, but the Knicks are, in the papers once again. They've been doing their research on a one Malik Beasley. Okay, I have a question for you, Dom, after I do all this first. So it was determined by the district attorney of New York that he is no longer a target for the federal gambling investigation he was once tied to. So now he can resume free agent activities and try to be signed by somebody. Now, the Knicks can offer him a vet minimum. Now, Beasley has 9 years of NBA experience. I did my own research, okay, online, and that basically gets you a little over 3.3 million. Now, I'm going to do a little screen share here so the folks can see, okay, the salary cap for the New York Knicks. All right, Dom, you can see this?
Yep.
Great. So total cap allocations over 233 million. The cap space, you could see they're over because they're in the negative. The first apron, and this right here is all that they can give Malik Beasley. A little over 3.7 million, which mathematically that adds up because a 9-year NBA experience can only get you a little over 3.3. So that makes sense as to what the Knicks can give. Now, again, Dom said it before the episode started. He doesn't see him taking that because, as he even said, other teams can sign him and give him more. Now, before this all allegation stuff started, he was set to sign a 3-year, $42 million contract with Detroit. That would give him $14 million a year. Now, Detroit can still give him 7.2. That's the cap space that they have, along with other teams able to give him a taxpayer, which means you're over the luxury tax apron. They can give him a taxpayer mid-level exception, and some other teams can give him even more than that. That's totally up to them. So he can sign with the Knicks, but it would obviously be for a low amount. It would be a little over 3.3 essentially. And, would the Knicks do it? I don't know. The interesting thing is that Tom asked me how much Karl Anthony Towns has left on his contract. Well, if we pull it up,
I almost passed
and
out.
I
almost passed out.
Yes. This is obviously all of this info I'm getting from Spot Track, but that they're great, reliable source. I constantly use them for contract information on players. He's going to get over 53 million this year, over 57 million next year, and then the third year, this is where Dom almost passed out.
I'm gonna
Player
throw up.
option over $61 million.
Yo, Cat, if you're listening, just let me get a game check, bro. Just one game. Just give me a game check.
It's a lot of quiche. It's a lot of money. So that's how much he's making. I mean, if we go to the other players, obviously, it'll show, right? I mean, look at even OG, Dom. Just under 40. Brunson's only making just under 35. I mean, he took a cut, but then it really drops. Then under 25 for McHale, under 20 for Josh Hart. So you could see, obviously, these first three guys, obviously Cat making the most. And for the amount of times I got to hear him scream foul every time, we're going to stop sharing on that. The amount of times I got to see him scream out foul, I don't know if he should be making that much. Dom said he needs to be averaging 38 points a game. I don't disagree. For the money he's getting.
Yeah, that's like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, it's outrageous. But now that brings me to the question, Dom, would you sign, if you can, would you sign Malik Beasley to a 1-year vet minimum contract?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as much as I was clowning this guy for all the allegations and stuff, and like he was talking smack to the Knicks a lot, especially like to the fans and everything during that playoff series last year, but he's a gritty player. He's a good defensive player, and sometimes he gets on a little bit of a hot streak on offense. So I don't see why not. I mean, he would make our team better. So I think that's the obvious answer.
Well, if they really convinced him, and say almost every team, say they said, we don't want to deal with the package. Listen, this guy, I mean, I have to give them a shout out because that's where I heard it from. CP the franchise, Knicks fan TV. I mean, been a huge fan of them for maybe 2 or 3 years now. He was putting out some of the stuff that Malik Beasley got himself into. I don't even know how you do it. I think CP the franchise said Malik Beasley owed his barber $24,000.
That's hilarious.
How's that happen? I don't even know how that's possible. So that's number one. He also was backdated on rent that he hadn't paid. I think that was 21 grand. And the apartment complex that he was living in was Dan Gilbert's, the owner of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Eh,
So he essentially got backdated and he was overdue 21 grand for rent in an apartment that Dan Gilbert owns, the complex he owns. He's got a property there and he wasn't paying. I mean, dude, how do you get you're making millions of dollars. I don't even care how much you're paying in tax. You know, you weren't playing in New York, right? You moved around the league. So obviously the jock tax changes for wherever, when you get paid, you have to pay the jock tax, which is whatever the city that you're in on your pay date, whatever that tax is in that city, that's what's getting taken out of your paycheck. But even then, you're still getting millions of dollars. How do you not pay your rent? So this guy obviously comes with baggage, Dom. So that's why I asked you, would you still do it? Me? Yeah, in a basketball sense, making the Knicks
of
better,
course.
yeah, I would sign him. I mean, that would then turn them into a 10-man rotation, maybe even 11 if you want to play Huckporty, Ariel Huckporty. So that's a deep bench. We haven't had a deep bench since the first year of Jalen Brunson.
Yep.
I mean, so which was 2022-23 season. So I would sign him, but we obviously said already before, there are a lot of other teams that could give him more than 3.3 plus $1 million. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what other teams say. If they don't want to deal with his baggage, maybe the Knicks take it on. I don't know if Leon Rose wants to handle his baggage. So, Dom, don't be surprised if they don't sign him and they try to get somebody more conservative and
I
somebody
won't
that
be surprised at all.
no, I wouldn't. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anything else you have to touch on about Malik Beasley?
No, not at all. Because honestly, I mean, it would be a cool fit. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't see it happening at all. I mean, I don't
I
even
don't
think
either.
New York in general. I mean, with all the stuff that he was saying on social media about New York, so I don't really, I don't think he's too fond of this place.
Hmm. I agree. Yeah, I mean, listen, the Knicks checked in on him. I'm sure they didn't. I don't know if they spoke to him personally, but I'm sure they spoke to some of his reps in his camp and his agents. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens going forward with that.